layer of government, which will make it more difficult for a business to succeed in the county.
Well, and again, the real scam as well is the ability to take in grant dollars and other kinds of tax dollars and then dole them out to selected people.
I just think it's such a loser. I hope, this is my most fervent hope for the Navarre Chamber. First of all, I would hope that they would work on their math a little bit. I hope they would work on their pie charts a little bit. You know, the very fact that I look at the title of this resident survey says make Navarre a city. 336 or 447 people, you know, whichever way the math works out. But anyhow, a very small number of people.
Yes.
There's 32,000 people. Let me tell you a little something about that 31,700 people who didn't respond. They're busy with their kids. They're busy with their businesses. They don't have time for this type of foolishness. And probably, even if that survey was put in front of them, they said, there's no way I'm never going to be a part of this. I'm not even going to fill the survey out.
Well, now, of those either 336 or 447 respondents, 185 said that they did not want to see incorporation.
Well, that's the other thing. Only 56% of the total survey was in favor of incorporation.
Well, according to the pie chart, we have for 30.6% and against 33.9%.
Well, when I say 56% is because they took a combination of are you okay with it and you know, do you want to know more about it?
Right, yeah.
But even when they fudge the numbers, only 56% of the people show, I guess, a positive interest in it.
It would have to be voted in. I cannot imagine it would pass. I could be wrong.
No, I think it'll go down in smoke and flames.
Again, according to the comments that were on the News Journal story before it was removed, it doesn't look like it's in any danger of passing.
You know, I tell you what, one thing that they could probably do when they put it on the ballot is go ahead and throw in there about I don't know, maybe a 1-cent sales tax for the Navarre area, and both of those items will have about the same amount of...
Well, speaking of that subject, there's another survey circulating.
Really?
The zoo.
Right.
The people who own the zoo are apparently surveying people to see if they want to contribute money towards revitalizing, bringing the zoo back online, basically.
Wonder how that's working out.
Well, I guess we'll find out. The question period ends in a couple days, and from what they said on their website, they're going to use it to bring to local officials and let them know that either people are or are not interested in.
Right.
But here's the thing: I would imagine most of the people who would take that survey would be pro-zoo to begin with.
Sure.
And so you're going to get.
Yeah, I think your numbers may be a little skewed, to
say
the least.
There's always that danger. I mean, anything like an MSTU or an MSBU would have to be voted in anyway.
Just a moment ago, off camera, one of our from our live listening audiences here in studio pointed out. And I think that is important to say that the respondents on this survey represents only 1% of the total people
in Navarre. Yeah, I know.
Well, you know, and back to the zoo though. I just can't get my arms around what is the play here on the zoo.
Well, here's the thing: is they had a whole variety of possible funding sources.
Right.
And it was all coming from local people and taxpayers, et cetera, et cetera. And nowhere in this survey anywhere was there any kind of question or information on whether there should be any kind of public oversight for that money. That was never brought up.
Well, you know, we've said, ladies and gentlemen, look, we've talked about it on the show. I want to assure you that behind the scenes we tried to have you know, I spoke to a previous member of management. I've talked to a great many people over this, and I have continued to tell them, look, you're going to have to pull your books out. You're going to have to be transparent, the same kind of transparency that we are striving for in our government. that zoo is going to have the same thing.
Well, they're going to have to sign authority over to a civic group. I mean, this is how it's done in other parts of the country. You set up a zoo authority, and you put people from various government officials and appointees on that board, and they oversee it, and they oversee the spending and the operations and so on and so forth. I mean, I can't imagine they could possibly be suggesting that people just start paying them,
right,
and there's no oversight.
Right. Well, boy, and ladies and gentlemen, you should see this deck. We have a desk. We have a many sundry of things to talk about. One more thing that we're going to get in. Well, we've got about two more things, but Team Santa Rosa is going to be having a public meeting, and it is regarding their bylaws committee. And that meeting is scheduled to be in Escambia County.
This is the meeting where they'll decide whether they want to allow commissioners to put an appointee on the board.
I would, and we've talked about that before. The commissioner's wish is, all 5 commissioners' wish is that they each are allowed to appoint a member to the board, but they actually have to change the bylaws for this. Now, I contacted Team Santa Rosa and I asked them the question, why are we having a meeting in Escambia County outside of the area? And the answer was that 2 of the bylaw committee people work in Escambia County. Therefore, it would be more convenient to have the meeting over there. To be quite honest with you, I believe it's our tax dollars, it's Santa Rosa County tax dollars. The meeting should be held in Santa Rosa County at the normal place. I don't appreciate it being moved to another place. It's not my problem that somebody works in another county. They need to participate in Santa Rosa County because this is our base of operation. Now we got one more thing I'm going to stick in here real quick. You know, Commissioner Bob Cole recently hung the tag name on me of Mr. Sunshine.
Yes.
And I saw in the Independent Week, apparently Century, Florida, which is north side of Escambia County, there's some issues with public records, and I contacted and got a return phone call. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to know this is kind of the first we're going to talk about it here, but they've asked me and Deborah, the both of us, to assist in making sure that the sunshine laws are followed. And I thought that was very nice, and just want to know that we're going to do our very best to.
We're happy to help.
Yeah, we're always happy to help when it comes to sunshine.
Yes, we
absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed the show.
I'm Deborah Nelson.
I'm Jerry Cooey.
Good night.
Good night.